Andrew, how are you? LAGALA, how are you, sir?
I am well, Gilbert. Thank you for having us on.
Well, it's good to have you here. And you also have your marketing specialist along with Deidre?
Daria. Yes, sir.
Parker is your last name.
Yes.
And so we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk a whole lot. That we've been promoting this thing because it's important for folks to get their TSA check renewed. Mm-hmm. And so that is happening. And let you tell me all about that.
Sure. Well, first off, thanks for having us on. And on top of just being renewed, the Fayetteville Regional Airport is making TSA pre-check enrollment more convenient by bringing the enrollment opportunity directly to Fayetteville. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be happening here. We're hosting a TSA pre-check enrollment event August 25th through the 28th. And this gives members of our community the opportunity to enroll right here in the Fayetteville Regional Airport. So the event will run 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day at the airport. And our enrollment provider with TSA is Indemnia, so that's who'll be doing it.
Well, let's talk about the importance of this because there are some people who are going to be able to renew, and there's other people who are getting this done for the first time. What is this, and why is it important for folks who are traveling?
Yeah, so basically it's an important way for an airport security experience to be completely more convenient and easier. And so when travelers can expect when they enroll with TSA PreCheck to go through security and they won't have to do all of that other things like take off their shoes or pull their laptop out their carry-on. It's really more so just making it less about going through airport security and more time enjoying the traveling experience.
And I think that is important, especially for folks who are frequent flyers. You know, if you're going through to the airport and you want to make sure that you're not there too late, and you want to make sure you get your flight.
Right.
I guess that's what it boils down to. And so, who is eligible to get this check?
So all residents, our citizens, excuse me, are eligible. Basically, how it works, it's a complete. You complete a 5-minute online application through an official provider like Indemnia, as we mentioned, and then you visit a local center, which would be us here at the airport while we're hosting it. A 10-minute in-person appointment involving, fingerprints, a photo, and, application fee and all that.
And that stuff is done there. The fingerprints, and you have a person online on site doing that. And you don't bring a photo. You have a person who takes pictures, or you have to bring a photo. How's that work?
Indemnia is the provider with TSA, so they'll be providing that service for those days at the airport. So it's a one-stop shop. Now, I made a lot of fun about the fact that the price of this is $75.76. What is that? I mean, like $76, $77, $100. I don't think I have appropriate change. We didn't, as a matter of fact, we don't give out pennies anymore. How are you going to make change? Why is that the exact cause?
So basically, it can just boil down to who your provider is. So some providers, it costs, the starting price is $85. We were lucky enough to get this provider, and it was that price. It just boils down really to the TSA and that provider who was hosting the enrollment event.
Okay, so the point, I make fun of the price, but the main thing I want to point out, it's not free.
Right.
There is a fee.
There is.
And are you accepting cash? How can payment be made?
So a lot of residents who want to enroll, they can go to any of our links in our bio on our Instagram at FlyFay Airport or directly to our webpage at flyfay.com. And there's a link where you can enroll, and they will accept it as a credit or debit card. Once you put in your information, it'll ask you, you will click pop up for Fayetteville Regional Airport, and then you'll be able to put in that information directly.
Well, the technology is such, and if you shop online as much as I do, you can use PayPal. You just double click on your phone, and the convenience in terms of paying for things is as convenient as you want it to be.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you, Andrew and
Daria,
but I was reluctant in the beginning not to pay for things in cash. And, still writing checks and things like that. But time changes. You got to keep up with the changes. And I'm in grocery line sometimes. And I see somebody whip out a checkbook. Oh, my gosh, here we go.
They're still taking checks,
right? But the same thing is true with the technology at the airport in terms of checking in and kiosks and all that stuff. How are we doing with that?
Yeah, it's a good question you asked that. So we are working on a new initiative. It's not out yet. I'll be bringing it out to the community here soon. But we're actually going to do, we're working with our parking provider. And you can pay for parking online in advance, and we'll have a discount for that too. But I won't give out too much information right now because we're still working out the details. But we're looking at going to online pay portal for parking at the airport.
Well, again, all that goes to speed of operation for you getting in and getting out and not fumbling and bumbling with
Right.
the things you have to do. How are we doing? And it's been some time since I've flown anywhere, much less out of Fayetteville. But I've always noticed it was pretty convenient to get there. We don't have the big hustle and bustle that you have at a Raleigh, Durham, or Charlotte, or God forbid Atlanta. You got to go through Atlanta. But how are we doing in terms of long-term parking and short-term parking?
Yeah, we're doing really well with that. First and foremost, I have to thank the community. They do an amazing job using that airport. I mean, our passenger loads are at 80%. The airlines are very pleased with our airport, and that's because the community uses it all the time. But to your point, our airport's easy to navigate. I mean, you could park and be at the gate within 20 minutes. I wouldn't say be there 20 minutes before your flight because the ticket counter does close 45 minutes before departure. But 15 minutes from parking to the gate, we have a quick process at the ticket counter. TSA checkpoint, never over 15 minutes, right? Usually the people you're standing with are on your flight. So that's a quick process there. And then, of course, we have tailwinds at the other side, and you can have a restaurant there and, have a nice beverage if you'd like before your flight. So it's real convenient.
Yeah, and I know if I go up to Raleigh, Durham, or something like that, there's a certain point at which only ticket holders can go. Is that once you go upstairs, or how's that work?
That's correct. Yeah. So once you pass the screening checkpoint, so the screening checkpoint after that, it's all ticket passengers only. But up into the ticket counter, up into the TSA pre-check itself, you could say goodbye to your loved ones right there. But after that, it would be ticketed passengers only.
This is a unique place because we have such a large military population. Military, if they're not flying out, at a Pope, they're flying out of Fayetteville, in and out. New folks coming in, new folks going out. And in many cases, the first thing they see about Fayetteville is the airport.
Correct.
Yeah.
And how does that come into play in terms of your planning for making the aesthetics of the airport nice?
Yeah. Recently we just completed a $60 million airport renovation over the past 6 or 8 years. Of course, most of all that was federal and state dollars and some local dollars, but we have no debt onto that facility. So we've got a nice state-of-the-art facility. We got amenities for the passengers when they're waiting for their flights, whether it's charging phones or whatever may have you. But, we're growing the airport. It's a good-looking airport. It's very clean. It's very easy process to get through. So, we take pride in that. We're proud of that.
I remember years ago, and I've been here. I was stationed here in '78, so I remember the airport how it used to be.
Right.
But more importantly, I remember that the roads that led to it. Once you got off the plane, lines of mobile homes and all kind of crazy looking things. That's changed an awful lot in terms of the footprint of what people see once they leave the airport.
Correct. And we'll talk about this in another session, but we're working on our airport master plan right now, and it's an 18-month process. We're about 4 months in now. Working with our consultant, and that's some of the things we're looking at, not only to grow the airport airline-wise and corporate hangars on the airfield, but we're also looking at non-aeronautical potentials and revenues on the inbound parkway and right there surrounding the airport. So there's definitely some opportunity there. We're looking at that with the master plan, so more to come on that probably around next summer.
Well, we'll be looking forward to it. We still have some time here to talk here. If you're just joining me, what time is it here? Somebody tell me. It's 8. It can't be 8.
7:48.
7:48.
Yeah.
This is my first day on the job.
Yeah,
No,
No,
Dario,
sir.
when I fold down this computer, I lose my clock, and I want people to see your pretty face. And that's out the way there. So, but in any event, if you're just joining us, we have the airport director here from the Fayetteville Regional Airport, Andrew LAGALA, and also Daria Parker,
Yes, sir.
who is a airport marketing specialist. And the thing I liked about her, there was a question I asked, and you looked down, boom, she was on it.
She's on it.
Yeah.
She is on it.
So how long have both of you been doing what you do?
Yeah, so I've been here in Fayetteville for a little over a year and a half, but total 32 years. I was before here it was Lynchburg, and then it was Tampa.
What, at the airports
At
there?
the airports
doing
there,
that
yeah.
thing?
And
What's drawing you to this type of work?
So airport management is just amazing. I mean, to grow an airport is really exciting. To grow the community, the whole economic development impact, right? So economic impact of the community. This is just a great airport. We have, our military uses 25% of our traffic. The airlines are so pleased with that. But this market here has an opportunity to grow. I can't get into too many details, but we are working with some airlines right now, some network planners, another legacy carrier, and possibly some low-cost carriers. But we're putting together some initiatives. I'll tell you, the mayor has been great with it, and also Commissioner Kurt DeVere and the TDA together between all of them, the city and the county has given us $400,000 apiece for airline incentives, and the Tourism Development Authority is $200,000. So we're at $1 million. So that's really helping me talk to these network planners to encourage to get more flights here into Fayetteville. So we're working on that. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint, but hopefully good news to come here in the future.
Well, when we had the mayor on the line, he was talking about where he was flying and what was the convenience. And, you're taking tax dollars, money into consideration, taxpayers' money in consideration. So it was convenient for him, or it was more financially fiscal for him to fly into RDU or wherever it is. And I'm sure he would look for an opportunity to fly in and out of Fayetteville
he does.
For convenience. But during that conversation, when the mics were off, we both talked about what you're talking about now. The more carriers, the better it is for us. Explain why that is.
Yeah, good point. So let me just touch on that real quick, just on our performance. So for Delta and Atlanta is now all dual-class regional jets. Now it's a mix of CR9s, which are 76-seaters. The more seats you have in the market, the more lower price buckets, if you would, the airline provides for those seats. So as the community continues the airport, we can continue to get larger equipment. We upgauge equipment, we have more seats, prices start becoming a little bit more comparable, if you would, than our regional larger partners. But as we get more airlines and more seats into the market, that's where you can start driving prices coming down.
Well, even just with the way gas prices are and everything, it's neat to be able to pop on a plane here, and if you have to go to Atlanta or to Charlotte, to those two hubs, to go to other places in the country, it's probably a little bit more convenient for you to take that hop from here, because I think it's about an hour to Charlotte.
It's about 28, 30 minutes to Charlotte. Yeah, it's just under.
So you're up and down,
Atlanta.
as opposed to a 3-hour drive and traffic and gas prices to make that connection. All right. Well, again, let's get back to the main reason you're here today, and that is this pre-check renewal, and that's going to be happening for 3 days, starting at 9 in the morning on August 25th. Give us the details, because there's just some people joining us here again.
Yes, of course. So we are going to be hosting a TSA pre-check enrollment event. It will be held at the Fayetteville Regional Airport. And so this event is basically to bring convenience to our travelers and to residents within our community. So anyone who wants to enroll, for eligible travelers, you can enroll directly at our webpage at flyfay.com. And then you'll just click the link. You'll click pop up for Fayetteville Regional Airport. Now it is going to be $75.76, and you'll be able to pay directly online. So we won't be able to do same-day appointments. If you are one who's trying to get it in the 25th, you won't be able to enroll directly on the 25th.
So is there a limit on how many people you can do a day?
So there isn't a limit. However, there is a limited of spots that are allocated for this event. So what that means is, let's say we had like 150 and we want as many people to register. However, we're still taking open enrollments. But once they're gone, they're gone. And so that's why we're encouraging the community to enroll, because we have seen quite the demand for this event.
Yeah, and so if you go online, then you're able to see if there's slots still available?
Correct.
How's that work?
So basically what that will look like is it'll just simply say, like, there's congrats, you got a slot. No, in all seriousness, you will just be able to enroll as if you were going to be enrolling in the first time, but there's not necessarily a look inside of the slots, like the community won't know. Right. But we have available spots. Right. There's quite a few left.
I like the thing. Hey, congratulations! Yeah. It should be that way. Let's have some fun with this here. And how are people doing with the real IDs? I mean, because that's a big part of this as well. Have you had a chance to even? I guess if you don't have it, there are other things that you have to do in order to be able to take a flight.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, I don't have all the details on that. That's more of a TSA process when you go through the checkpoint. But the real ID is what you need to have, to have with your documents as you go through the checkpoint. But the TSA does have alternative measures that they do if you don't have your real ID. But that's really through the TSA at the checkpoint.
Yeah. Well, the reason I bring it up is there's still people who don't have the real ID, and we've been talking about this for absolutely a year, and then it was always delayed. There were many, like 3 or 4 delays on getting it, giving people enough time, and then there was an overwhelming demand
at the DMV.
At the DMV.
Yes.
So I mean those are television stories that just keep coming to mind, because I've covered it so many times that you just wonder why people have not done that yet. And it's not just about flying. It's about getting into federal buildings and things like that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right. Well, look, it's about time for me to give y'all the boot.
We enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you.
Before we do, one last time, what are the dates of the actual on-site location?
It's going to be August 25th through the 28th. It's going to be hosted from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. to 5 p.m., and it will be at Fayetteville Regional Airport. You can directly enroll online at flyfay.com or at any of our social channels.
All right. Andrew LAGALA and the airport director, Daria Parker, who is the airport marketing specialist. Welcome to Good Morning Fayetteville. Bam, boom, bing. You got the boot.
Thank you.
It's just like you came in.
We got an airport to run. We are heading
That's
out.
right. All right.
Thank
Look,
you.
take care. We appreciate the information. We'll continue to put it on the air.
Thank you.
Just to remind folks to let them know that this event is coming up here in 5 days.
Excellent.
All right. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast right now with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsey.
Today will be partly cloudy with a high of 98 with a spotty afternoon storm possible. Tonight will be mostly cloudy with scattered storms and a low of 76. Friday will be mostly cloudy with mainly late day thunderstorms and a high of 93. Pockets of heavy rain are also possible late Friday before more rain and thunderstorms are expected Saturday, and then we have a few sunny days starting on Sunday. That is your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsey.
Rachel, you're doing a great job. You deserve a raise. Right now, it's 77 degrees in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and also at the Fayetteville Regional Airport. You're listening to News Talk 640. We're WFNC.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text